You matter, and you need to carry yourself as such. So the first thing is I started to treat myself well.
While doing my periodic perusing of Facebook, I came across this post, and it's a gentleman who's 6 foot tall, and he's kind of making a joke with his post saying you could hold a man that's under 5'11", kind of like a stuffed animal. And this is kind of par for the course for the plight of men. If you're not born tall or handsome, then you have to create your value some other way. In a time where a man's value can be boiled down to a bio on a dating app, a couple of pictures on Instagram, assuming that there are certain things in those pictures, and maybe even an allusion to what's on his bank account statement, average men or men that are working themselves up, that were not born excessively tall or handsome, regular guys, especially short guys like myself, who apparently I'm a stuffed animal because I'm under 5'11", I'm 5'7", we have to take time building our value. And it's a long process. That's why Kevin Samuels tells us we need to be good to ourselves.
Gentlemen, if no one's told you, you got to tell yourself, you are special. You are important. You are the man. When I talk about things like confident, intelligent, and assertive, CIA, when I talk about frames, fragrance, footwear, when I talk about any of the things, the catchwords I use them for a very specific reason, because you matter. And you need to carry yourself as such. So the first thing is I started to treat myself well. Yeah, even when you're making minimum wage, get an extra topping on your pizza, get extra cheese. That's why I talk about the 3 F's, frames, fragrance, and footwear.
Remembering Kevin Samuels, we have to remember that he went through a couple of decades of difficulty. He had to deal with his cancer scare. He had some marriages that didn't work out. He had to work in restaurants and do sales and a variety of different jobs. And then in his 50s is when he went viral and went international as an international sensation. So for guys, a lot of times for us, it's not getting rich in our 20s or getting rich in our 30s. It's a long, drawn out battle we have to fight on a daily basis. And so while we're doing this, if there's no one appreciating us, we have to appreciate ourselves, especially when we have our small victory. 每天我说些汉语，汉语很难，现在我的汉语比昨天的汉语好。我很高兴，每天我想学习汉语。My Chinese is bad and my pronunciation is even worse, but for the last 6 months, I've been trying to learn Chinese, and I always implore guys to sign up for the test, because when you sign up for the test, you're basically getting to the ring with Mike Tyson. And I did that, and I'm quite surprised that I passed the second test. I barely passed it, but I'm celebrating that by, in a way, making this video and showing off my absolutely horrendous Chinese. If you put yourself into the ring, you never really know how much you can accomplish. And it, again, is a reminder that for men, we're running a marathon. So celebrate the small victories.
Men mature, women age. Okay, women are like flowers. What do they look like when you get a bouquet of flowers? Most beautiful thing on the planet. What do they look like 1 week later? Disgusting. While men mature, men are like trees. What do trees look like decade after decade? They look the same. It's still a man's world. Yep, it's still a man's world. Like I said, if a 64-year-old man was walking with a 29-year-old woman, nobody's gonna blink. But if a 64-year-old cougar was working with a 29-year-old woman, they'd be saying to him, "Hey dude, what are you, crazy? What are you doing?" Sean Connery was 70 years old, 70. He was on the cover of People magazine, sexiest man alive. You name me one 70-year-old woman that would ever be on the cover, sexiest woman alive. I'm telling you, men mature, women age.
In the age of this gender back and forth, it's easy for the average guy to look at the life of the average woman and be jealous. But what men have to understand, we have to understand, is that we're running a fundamentally different race than women are. And because of this, instead of getting jealous and living the lives that most of us have, which is probably very lonely and you're not getting a lot of attention from a lot of different women, you just have to slowly, methodically build yourself up. And you've heard it in 1,000 places, but what Kevin Samuels is telling us is that along the way, pat yourself on the back when you have small accomplishments. Do small, nice things for yourself, because let's be honest, there's not going to be anyone else that's going to be racing to do that for you. if you learn how to love and appreciate yourself and like the guy that you are and the things that you do and the way that you do life, then when someone comes along and they don't at least reciprocate that, then there's no point in them even being there. One of the hardest things that has been for me to comprehend, and I think is difficult for many men, is the fact that our best years may not have come when we were in high school or in college or in our 20s or 30s. And so when I hear someone talking about height and things that you have no control over, maybe those are guys whose best years were when they were in high school. And so as guys, especially average guys who may not be of, the tallest guys or the best looking guys, and you're slowly building yourself up, take the time to appreciate yourself along the way and pat yourself on the back, because our best years might be just like Sean Connery or Matthew McConaughey in our 50s or our 60s, where we can relax and have the time of our lives because we spent our time building up ourselves to become a guy that, let's be honest, women want. Think about it. Your best years might actually be in front of you, gentlemen. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you in the next video. Take care, guys.